Hey, good morning, everybody. Today is Sunday, March 30th, and we're going to take a little hike today, and we're going to hike in the Nantahala National Forest. It's right behind my cabin, so we're going to drive to the top of this little development, park there, and then we're going to access an old fire road that's in the Nantahala National Forest. And we're going to take, I don't know, about a 5-6 mile hike all the way down to where it comes out at on 28, and then probably back up. So we'll see you when we get on the trail. Okay, here we are at the property boundary. This is all National Forest land behind this sign, so we're just gonna take a walk over here. You can see my truck parked right there. And again, this is in the back of the subdivision where my cabin is in Almond, North Carolina. And this is called Horsepatch Road. And it looks like there's been some recent activity here. I can see some tracks. The Forest Service does maintain it. They come through here every couple months and take care of blowdowns and do a little scraping and things like that. So that's one direction. We're actually gonna go the other direction. We're gonna head that way. But if you look at, this is a really, really cool area. And that's all Nantahala National Forest. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's around 30 to 50,000 acres of this forest that I can access from this old logging road right here. So let's get going, and if we see anything interesting, we'll get back on camera. I came across this and found it interesting. I don't know if it's an old stretcher or somebody was trying to use it as a carry-all to drag stuff behind them, or just some kind of sign. But it's basically a t-shirt that is put up on 2 sticks, and I don't know what more to say about that. Okay, so we're coming up on the gate here. All these old logging roads or old forest roads that are maintained by the Nantahala National Forest folks and Forest Service are locked, but they do have access to get trucks up there if they need to. So anyhow, this is Highway 28 right here that you're looking at. And if you go to the right, that goes to Almond. Almond is a little town about 4 miles from here. And if you go to the left on 28, you end up at the Fontana Dam in Fontana Village. And that's about, I'd say about 15 miles from here. So just hopefully that gives you a little idea of where you're at and where this little hike was today. Whenever you get back in these old hollers and on these back old roads, you come across a little creek here, and in this one you can see that there's a old 55-gallon drum that washed down the creek. And I'm always curious if that was just a drum used for fuel or fell off a truck or actually used in the production of moonshine. Anyhow, it happened a lot in these hills, and I'm not sure this is one of those instances, but it's always something to consider. The most notorious moonshiner in all of North Carolina and Tennessee was a guy named Popcorn Sutton. Here's his gravestone. He was caught twice by the feds and put in jail for making moonshine, and said he would never go back to jail again. So he ended up committing suicide, and per his request, here's what it said on the back of his gravestone. Okay, this was just an easy road hike today. I'm down at the where it comes out on 28, so I'll be hiking back up. I guess it was about 3 miles down, pretty easy 3 miles. A little tougher going up, but nothing too dramatic in terms of intensity. Whenever I do go in the woods though, even on a trail like this that's really easy, is I take a couple items with me. First thing is my Garmin iReach, and I use that primarily in case I need to send a SOS signal. I'll be 65 in June. Not as young as I used to be, so if something happens to me, I get bit by a bunch of bees, I get bit by a snake, I break my ankle, or God forbid something worse, one button alerts the authorities to where I'm at and that I need some help. The second item I always carry with me is a little Smith & Wesson 38. It's a flyweight model. Chances are I wouldn't be able to use it in a practical situation if I was being rushed by a bear or a human predator, but it makes a lot of noise, gives me a little more confidence, so I always take it with me. I have scared a couple bears away with it before, bears that were kind of hovering around and wouldn't go away. one shot in the air, and with the noise it makes, they hightailed it out of there. So again, just confidence for me. Now, of course, in my backpack I have my essentials. I have my headlamp, some water, a jacket, way to start a fire if I need to stay out overnight. So I take those with me almost every hike, regardless of where I'm going or who I'm with, and hopefully never or have not needed them to this point, but if I ever do, I'll be in pretty good shape. All right, well, I'm going to finish my water here, and we're going to head back up, and I'll show you some more things on the way up. It's not the highest elevation in the Smokies. We're about 2,400 feet, but still a pretty good view from right here. And again, that's the national park right over that way. To hike after the rain because it produces mud, and the mud lets you see some tracks of what came before you. And I'm getting pretty good at identifying bear and coyote and deer tracks, and so let's see if this mud has anything here for us. Oh yeah, that's obviously a Trek 750. That's an easy one. You can Google it if you like, but I'm about 99% sure that is a Trek 750. Another track. Again, this is an easy one. I mean, anyone knows what this is. This is a International Harvester RTW 3500 front combo backloader. That's a big boy, and it's a beast, and luckily it looks like it came through here yesterday, because if it would have came through here today and it would have ran into me, one of us would have had to back down. So thank God on that, but that's an easy one. Well, I thought it was funny anyhow.